Waymo operates the largest autonomous fleet of cars in history, having logged more than 100 million miles without a human driver. Over the past 3 years alone, they have expanded across 5 major cities in the US, deploying a fully functioning driverless robotaxi service that has enabled passengers to experience over 10 million paid rides. But the reality behind those achievements is they are only possible with a massive financial backing by organizations willing to lay it all on the line. 15 years in, and with tens of billions invested, Waymo is currently humanity's most significant bet on the future of transportation, a bet estimated to be losing over $1 billion annually. The question is whether Waymo can help prevent 40,000 deaths due to car traffic annually, turn a $100 billion ride-sharing industry into the multi-trillion-dollar market investors are expecting, and transform roads as we know it. Today, you'll be brought on a journey through the history of this remarkable company that came within months of being shut down and is racing against both time and money to uncover what lies ahead, all to answer the question, is a world of self-driving cars actually possible? Waymo burns through an estimated $3 million every day. To understand how Waymo loses over $1 billion per year, let's start with how the company makes money. In theory, Waymo enables cars to drive 100% autonomously without human intervention. Waymo's fleet of cars is used by humans on an app called Waymo One. It works like Uber, except there's no driver. You open the app, request a ride, and a driverless car picks you up and takes you where you need to go. The hope is that one day, without having to pay labor costs, Waymo will own the rideshare market. Yet the current reality is that the underlying costs are way too extreme. The Waymo vehicle starts as a Jaguar I-Pace electric SUV, estimated to cost around $70,000. Waymo then installs custom computers in the trunk, mounts a sensor tower on the roof, adds backup steering and braking systems, and runs specialized wiring throughout the car, bringing the total estimated cost to around $200,000 per vehicle. Multiply that by 1,500 vehicles across Phoenix, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Austin, and Atlanta. But fleet costs are estimated at just 10% of Waymo's total expenses. Behind each vehicle is an entire support system of 24/7 roadside assistance, special garages for continuous sensor calibration, a team of engineers updating maps and pushing weekly software improvements, and a fully dedicated human customer service team handling all sorts of rider issues. The operating team keeps the driverless fleet running at an estimated cost of $3 million per day. That burn rate has alarmed the top executive leaders of the company. In 2018, there was reported internal pressure to show a path to profitability, which became apparent again in 2022, after Apple cancelled its car project and Ford shut down the Argo AI project. Yet somehow, despite industry-wide failure, Waymo has survived. To understand how, we need to go back to the beginning of its brief history as a company. Self-driving first became a reality in 2004 with a government contest known as the DARPA Grand Challenge. Teams were tasked with building driverless vehicles to race 150 miles across the Mojave Desert. Most vehicles unsurprisingly crashed before they completed a single mile. However, several engineers from that challenge later joined Google, including some who worked on its early Street View mapping technology. One of them, Anthony Lewandowski, went on to build the first self-driving Toyota Prius, nicknamed the Pribot, equipped with a spinning LiDAR sensor. The car largely survived its first real test drive, and when Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin heard about it, they gave Lewandowski funding to continue the project within Google's research group, later known as Alphabet's X division, created for high-risk, high-reward bets on the future. The founders set one important benchmark for the engineers: drive 100,000 miles without crashing. By 2010, the cars hit 140,000 miles, and by 2011, they reached 300,000 and got America's first permit for driverless testing. From a technological standpoint, by 2014, the Waymo team prototyped Firefly, a small pod car with no steering wheel, a first of its kind, and in 2016 implemented self-driving onto Chrysler Pacifica minivans, marking the first large-scale deployment of autonomous vehicles. Waymo introduced the Jaguar I-Pace in 2018 and after thorough testing in 2019 has become the core of Waymo's commercial lineup. Now, a sixth-generation platform is being developed with Canadian automotive supplier Magna for future mass production of what analysts believe is a vehicle designed fully from scratch for self-driving. The name Waymo came in 2016, short for A New Way Forward in Mobility. In 2017, the Early Rider program piloted on the outskirts of Phoenix, Arizona, allowing select passengers to experience driverless rides for the first time. By 2020, fully driverless rides became available to the public, with no safety driver behind the wheel. In 2024, Waymo partnered with Uber to integrate its driverless cars directly into the Uber app. At this moment in 2025, Waymo has completed over 10 million paid rides and has driven over 100 million autonomous miles, a record no other fully driverless fleet has come close to matching. Yet it's very important to keep in mind, despite this monumental progress, the company still loses money at an incredible rate. Waymo burns through an estimated $3 million every day. This would kill 99% of companies instantly, but Waymo is owned and financially backed by Alphabet, who makes an estimated $100 billion in annual profits and keeps $110 billion in cash and securities. For them, Waymo's losses are merely a rounding error. Waymo lives in Alphabet's Other Bets division, or its set of moonshot projects. Most of these bets will fail, but the idea is that one success will completely change the world and pay off big time. The current state of Waymo is this. Every Waymo starts as a standard Jaguar I-Pace. Engineers then outfit it with 29 high-resolution cameras that provide a full 360-degree view of its surroundings. 5 LiDAR sensors scan the area with laser beams to build detailed 3D maps in real time. In challenging conditions like fog, rain, or glare, radar tracks objects that cameras can't reliably detect inside. A network of computers processes all that data, making rapid decisions each second to keep the vehicle operating safely. Each vehicle generates terabytes of sensor data daily, which must be uploaded to Waymo's servers to be interpreted by AI systems. Every mile teaches the system something new. Waymo learns everything from how pedestrians move, how rain affects visibility, and how other drivers behave when angry. Engineers then push updated software back to the entire fleet, which makes every car instantly smarter. This powerful loop is what sets Waymo so far apart from its competition. No one has as many miles driven, data processed, AI enhanced, and thus safer driving. If you think about it, other companies like Tesla collect driving data too, but their cars always have humans ready to take over. Waymo's data is very powerful. A second and arguably more logical way to interpret the power of Waymo's data is in improving Google's systems altogether. Improves Google Maps, Android Auto, and teaches Gemini AI about the physical world. That knowledge is worth the billions of dollars Alphabet has continued to burn through year after year. In society's current race for AI dominance, a driverless car might be the separator Alphabet needs to show it can take AI beyond screens and power the real world. Is Alphabet losing $1 billion annually, or are they spending $1 billion training its AI with Waymo as its proxy? While nationwide expansion is going quite well, with cities like Atlanta and Miami launching in 2026, the reality remains far from perfect. Waymo cars still make mistakes. They freeze at confusing intersections. They circle parking lots endlessly. They stop for plastic bags thinking they're obstacles. Each incident not only requires expensive fixes, but damages its perception in the public.
Circling around a parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies.
And notably, the economics remain brutal. Waymo's estimated annual revenue is about $50 million compared to $1 billion in losses. Most people still fear driverless cars. Every viral video of a confused Waymo worsens this perception. State-by-state regulation continues to add uncertainty as there's no federal standard in this new world. Then there's the competition problem. While Waymo focused on full autonomy, Tesla sold millions of cars with driver assist features, but none operate without human ready to take over. If Tesla suddenly achieves full self-driving, it may instantly have a fleet 100 times larger than Waymo.
My prediction is that probably by the end of next year, we'll have probably hundreds of thousands, if not
Hundreds of thousands.
if not over 1 million Teslas doing self-driving in the U.S.
Even more concerning, in October 2025, videos emerged showing Waymo failing to stop for a school bus with children crossing. This form of virality does not help Waymo plead its case, especially in states with tighter regulations. After 15 years of development and tens of billions invested, Waymo has proven that self-driving cars work. They're operating in 5 major cities, carrying real passengers with no one behind the wheel. But for self-driving to work over the long term, profitability must be sustained. Waymo represents humanity's biggest bet that computers can eventually drive more safely than humans, and that by reducing the human mistakes behind most crashes that one day may be prevented. The technology exists, the incentives are in place. If Waymo succeeds, it reshapes civilization, and if it fails, we may never see another such experiment again. The truth is, the outcome will probably land somewhere in between, and it's only a matter of time before we find out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more modern-day documentaries like this.